Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second stop of the International Tour here for the Universal Orlando Cup Series for Season 9. Getting ready, taking place here for the debut of Pukekohe for the Universal Orlando Cup Series for the Penrite 500K. Let's get down to your starting lineup on the pole. We have Brian James, next to him, James Ellison. Third, Kyle Matthews. Fourth, Nathan Hudson. Fifth, Angel Navarro. Sixth, Zachary Fitzwater. Seventh is Alex Ferranti. Eighth, Dylan Pote. Ninth is Connor Markplay. Top 10, Scott Roush. Here's the rest of your starting lineup from 11th and 12th on back. Eyes will definitely be on Zachary Fitzwater for today's race. Be a fan favorite for this course here. Of course, we're in Australia for the first time ever. And on the final row, we have Zach Rogers, Dylan Thoreau. So Brian being on the pole, that I believe is his first pole, so he'll be eligible for the Budweiser Shootout next season when we head back to Daytona in that time. Actually, my bad. It was New Zealand, by the way, not Australia for the track. So my apologies. I'm used to thinking it's Australia for whatever reason. Score 4 is not wanting to pop up on my end because it's having one of those super slow loads. So we're just going to roll through as the race goes. Maybe try one more time. There we go. Okay, according to what the points are saying, we're going to do this as quick as we can because I know the commands can be coming on up. And they are as follows. Once it loads. Nope, okay, of course not. But let's get the command to fire the engines here at Pukekohe.
Drivers, start your engines.
If you see the Xfinity race, that race was wild, so it'll be interesting to see how this race will go all together. So we're going to let the cars roam on by, and then we're going to quickly look at the standings, and you could see all 42 drivers rolling on off. 30 laps for today's race. Of course, if you know, no cautions will be here for this race. Should be an interesting one altogether. So now that all 42 have just about roamed off right there, we're going to quickly look at the points. Cole Deaver having the points lead by 8 points over Alex Ferranti. Clint Spillman's in third. Trent Dunham's in fourth. JT Bryant fifth. Sam Oskin in sixth. Cody Lamas in seventh. Brett Pritchard eighth in the points. Quentin Moore, your 500 winner, ninth in points. John Art up to 10th with his win last week. Pace car making a dive down to pit road. Brian James looking for his second win of the year. He's got to hold off James Ellison of S3 Motorsports and Kyle Matthews, who are starting right near him. And Nathan Hudson, don't count the Brit, trying to see if he can break a good winless streak. This is the closest track for, or hometown track for, Zachary Fitzwater technically is this course, so should be a fun one altogether. Here we go, and gonna be a long wait on this start race. Green flag, we're underway here at Pukekohe. And by the way, I know I've tried to get the name right, so I hope I got it right. It's Pukekohe or Pukekohe. I know it's one of the two. James gets to a good start there. James Ellison going to tuck into third place. Quentin Moore did not get going the start of the race. He just jumped down pit road, and we survived the first turn. First set of turns there. I'm actually shocked. They toned down a tiny bit for the Cup drivers there. So we'll see how it goes as Kyle Matthews looking for the lead on Brian James. And that trouble spot is definitely going to be that turn before the big right-hander. You're just seeing a couple of cars that got involved right there. Oh, Brett Pritchard, JT Bryant, Jeffrey Finguy with a lot of damage. Phil Parker, Aaron Douglas. Oh, man, Seth Cole again, and Joshua Osborne. It is a heavy braking zone. RJ Bishop with some damage on that Baja Blast Mercedes as well. Jesse Turner with also some damage on that 78 there. Got to know your braking points. John Art also with some damage at 0.5. Got to check up big time coming off that corner. You can't really be on the person's butt just to try to get up there. So, Angel Navarro on that 42. Now looking underneath for second. Couple cars running off the rumble strip there. And, ooh, RJ getting a little squirrely right there, but hanging on. Ramey Fisher's got some front-end damage. That Credit One Bank Chevrolet. Oskin now making a pass on John Art. As now Allison Rain in that 66. Running Ally for some races there, and we'll go back to a couple other schemes later on in the season. Oh, Kev Shear did not take that turn well. That's going to be an interesting thing, too, as you're going to see what Kev Shear did. That's what happened also in the Xfinity race a numerous amount of times, too. So, interesting to see how it goes there. Nathan Hudson trying to work on Dylan Potey as they're dealing with Jeffrey Finguy. Trying to take full advantage there. And Connor Meyer got stuck in a Roush. Goes into Meyer, goes into Potey, and around he goes. Fitzwater also involved. Matson went on the grass just to be sure, just to avoid all the chaos, and smart move by him. Jessica Shelton also coming down pit road in that 0-2. This is a course where you mainly want to use your gears. Cody Lamas also with some front-end damage. Now this is going to separate some of the drivers in the pack, as Navarro's now got her sights set on Kyle Matthews in that 0-9. It's been a while for Kyle to win a race there. I know he won Budweiser Shootout a couple of seasons ago, driving that 0-9, but he has yet to win a points-paid race for the team. Navarro does not care about that. She wants a win badly. Her last win came when she last made a start back at Sebring a couple seasons ago. It was the second to last chase race during that time. Everyone thought that would be her final win altogether, and wow, they really moved to the right for whatever reason. No idea why. The one thing you got to remember about Navarro, she's not bad of a road ringer there. Outside of that win at Sebring, she's managed to finish really well at the road courses, and this is a really good skill where you got to really use not only your acceleration and your turning gears, but also you got to really work on trying to maneuver the course without running into the back of someone or getting run over. Working on Brett Pritchard in the 54, who's going to be lapped down in a bit. And now Nathan Hudson working on Alex Ferranti. That is for 5th. Nice move by the Brit. Don't doubt some of those international drivers that we have here today. On display, almost a 3-wide battle between Zach Flickinger, Levi McIntyre, and Kev Shearer. And Kev Wisely going to get out of that scenario. I don't blame him right there in that Jack Daniels Coca-Cola Chevrolet there. See Batson trying to work on John R. Remember, those cars that got a lot of front-end damage, they can still technically maneuver the course pretty fine, but you can see aerodynamically wise, they are not going to be the same. Ferranti's starting to lose more spots, and Audrey Varanowskis, another international driver, on that butt of that Ally Chevrolet. And if I were Matthews and Navarro, I'd be careful, because now, whoa, as almost Matthews got turned right there, hung on to it. Navarro is just being aggressive right now. Shelton coming back down pit road. That was the other thing I was going to say, but they probably have to deal with Brett Pritchard already early on. He doesn't look like he has a major issue. He just doesn't have any damage. He looks clean. Turn, on the other hand, he has lost ground. He got passed by Aaron Douglas. Quentin Moore, your 500. We're starting to pick apart some of the drivers there that have been involved in the wrecks. And or coming down pit road. You see him right now trying to catch up to Ember Ross, who's dealing with Jessica Shelton for the time being. And RJ trying to work on Cole Deaver, the points leader. Look at that, folks. A damaged car getting around the points leader. You don't ever see that a lot. Thomas just let off in the nick of time. Did not want to run over Keith Batson, the 39. Cody Lamas just got around Connor Meyer a little earlier. Missed that, but that was for 8th. And Meyer wanting to retake that position. And we just got word Navarro just took the lead from Kyle Matthews. We're going to go up there in a bit. And Meyer going to retake that position. He's got it. Yeah, Navarro definitely got that pass. Brian James enjoying that, seeing that battle going on up ahead. He's gaining a little bit of ground on that Old Spice Toyota and Hooters Chevrolet. Remember, for Brian James, that 42 is the teammate right there, that 94. Oh, and of course that's missing is that 77, who's nowhere up in the front of the field. Look carefully again. All the way in the rear, and look at Moore going 3 wide with Shelton and Ross. Shelton lost it on the corner there, and that 0-2 has just been falling apart there. You see a lot of constant moving around there, but other than running in the back of each other, we've been clean for the most part. Navarro's got the fastest lap with a 49.9. That car's been amazing. So far out of the race, we have JT Bryant, Seth Cole, Phil Parker, Joshua Osborne, Jeffrey Finguy. Shelton only 1 lap down as of this moment. See, Kev Shearer again now being attacked by Levi McIntyre in the DBI cars. Wow, as Benjamin Miles got whacked by his own teammate just to make a bump and run. Oskin, the Swede. I don't know what that was about, but Miles did not want to have any of that, and you could see right there, he just said, all right, you want to bump me, that's fine. I'll take my spot. Right back. And Meyer has lost more ground on that 51 car from Audrey Baranowskis and others. They may catch up to Turner and Douglas if it keeps up. And where's the 48 at? Oh, he went down pit road. So that explains a whole lot. Why all that separation there. James Qualls got some damage at 70. S2 with Trent Dunham in the 1. Dylan Poteet also with some damage in that 31 car as well. Deaver trying to hang on to 18th from Diego Yepes there. And Yepes, Venezuelan driver, take the spot. Keep in mind, this is good to see all these drivers that are from the international countries that have taken full advantage of this tour here. You're seeing a few of them starting to work into that top 10 right there. Definitely really making a good impact right there. Salmon Oskin trying to work on Allison Rain in the 66 there. Here, yep, trying to get that spot back at least. And Oskin really all over the back bumper of the 66 there. And man, I thought he was going to dump her there for a second, but held on to it at least. Now Myers under fire from Zach Flickinger in the 96. And the Exalted Dodge. But got to give credit to that 51. He's hanging on there for 7th place for dear life. And now, Navarro, as they have finally caught Brett Pritchard. Now he is a lap down. Navarro's gotten around him. Matthews will follow. Oh, he gave a bump to the 42. Look at that by Matthews. What a move. Bumps Pritchard as well. And Kyle Matthews retakes the lead. That's how you make a move right there. And Brian thought about making a move on Navarro, but decides to tuck back in line. And Matthews now running away from Navarro in the Old Spice Toyota. Oh, Pritchard messed up that corner bad and held up Brian James there in the 94 bit there. That allowed James Ellison and Nathan Hudson to catch up there. Keith Batson working on Cement Oskin there. This is inside the top 15. How about Sean Arden, that Zaxby's Toyota there, winner last week? Or 2 weeks ago, might I add. Right now in 15th, trying to hang on from Sky Commons is Batson up ahead of him there. Ooh, Batson about ran him over there and hangs on to it. Spilling with a little bit of damage in that 24 there. And Zach Rogers trying to get into the top 20 there, just outside of it, trying to work on RJ Bishop for that position. Couldn't make the move. Drayton right now 22nd. Knowing how his season's been, this is kind of okay. And Quentin Moore picking apart cars now into 26th. Remember, he came down pit road the opening lap. All of a sudden, here he is trying to make an impact there. And you hate to see when these drivers are really going to come into this corner. They got to really have a hard break coming in here. Definitely don't want to run people over. That's the last thing you want to do here. Well, Flickinger's been having a hard time trying to make a pass on Meyer. It's allowed Kev Sheeran, that 68 car, to catch up to Zach Flickinger. That's a battle for the 8th position possibly happening between the two drivers. I thought Baranowskis had an issue for a second, but the 46 is actually caught up to the 8 car of Hudson. How's Meyer's car just banged up? Look at how destroyed that back end is on that 51. Completely gone. He's hanging on for dear life, and he's already 15 laps in, and man, that's amazing. Now, here's the question that will come around, too, is if they stay the way how they are, I don't know when they'll catch Aaron Douglas, but Matthews knows Navarro's a good road ringer, and she's already hunting back down that Hooters Chevrolet, and she's not wanting to give up on that win there. Both drivers looking for a big winless streak snap today. If not them, Brian James could be in the catbird seat in that 94 car, your winner at Chicagoland this season. Looking for his 2nd win of his career and of the year altogether. He's got to be patient trying to get around Brett Pritchard. I'd wait after this turn, and then try to make some work on that Bain Toyota. Because you got to remember, Pritchard is up to speed. You could see that clearly, but he's racing as if with the leaders, as if, you know, he's up to speed, everything. But just that 09 and 42, they're on a league of their own. And Navarro still, no one has touched that 49.9 mark. Baranowskis came closest with the 50.023 on the fastest lap chart. Man, that 42 has just been unbelievable today. Gotta remember all the drivers who came a part of that 42 car in the Chevrolet. Steve Pollard III, Justin Talonpass, Kyle Keith. Those 3 in particular. Only 2 of those drivers have been in a victory lane under that number. That was Pollard III and Kyle Keith throughout all that time. Keith being the most successful. Pollard got a win back in the early days of the Universal Orlando Cup Series. And now Navarro trying to get a 42, a win under a Toyota. 2 different manufacturers. You'll really get to see a lot of those there under the same number. And if memory serves me correctly, I know the 88 definitely was one of them that plenty of times, a couple times it's won under a Chevrolet, and then once under a Dodge, thanks to Ron Bishop. Who knows, though? We'll see what happens there. Jesse Turner trying to work on Zachary Fitzwater there, who's even more off the pace. Tough break for the Aussie there. Definitely not what he needed altogether. He's got to be kicking himself on that when he was looking forward to this race and not going to get what he needed. And Matthews and Navarro, they have really hunted down the 36 of Aaron Douglas, and I guarantee you, even if you're named Brian James, you better be ready. Looked like Hudson was going to battle James Ellison for a second. Thinks better, tucks back in line. Oh, and Flickinger's blown the motor! Who's gotten involved? Kev Shearer also involved in the 68. Well, at least for Meyer, he can breathe a sigh of relief because that 96 was all over his tail, and he is out of the race. Kev Shearer's going to falter on this one. He's going to try to do what he can to hang on for at least the top 20, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So we're going to step aside real quick, take a very quick commercial break as John Hart's back out there with the pack. Kyle Matthews continuing to lead as Navarro going to come down for the cycle of pit stops. So you definitely did not miss a whole lot there. Kyle Matthews trying to run away with this lead. And if you start to notice, Brian James, James Ellison, Nathan Hudson are all starting to catch up as Baranowskis now has some damage in the 46. Right into the back of Nathan Hudson there. Meyer's still hanging around in that 6th position. And the DBI car is still in the top 10. McIntyre in 8th and in 10th. crazy day altogether for Keith Batson, hanging around there, and he is having a phenomenal day. 10 to go right now for Kyle Matthews in that Hooter Chevrolet. Trying to do what they can. They are slowly catching up to Aaron Douglas in the 36, and that is good news if you're Brian James, because you can see that 36 car is battered. If that 36 holds up the 09, that is good news for Brian James and company. Nine to go right now for that 09 machine. He knows the clock is ticking. It could be in good hands, but he's just got to hope that Douglas is not going to be a pain to deal with. Look at some of the others in the rear of the field. There's Navarro coming off pit road right now, 26. Hopefully for the others to come on down. You guys having a lot of front-end damage, struggling a little bit there. Diego Yepes working on Cole Deaver in the 9. That's your points leader right there. Spillman trying to work on RJ Bishop there. There's Allison Rain trying to work on getting 10th from Keith Batson. Possible battle for position. Connor Meyer may be in trouble from Benjamin Miles in the 62. Trying to see if he can make a move. Going to stick with this battle right here. Myers just got the damaged car. Miles obviously has a much cleaner and faster car. And so far for Myers' chance of holding on to 6th position, that is out the door. And Miles looks like he's going to easily take that spot. John Art trying to look like he's going to battle Baranowskis. That's not even for a position. Art's just more damage. And Baranowskis is going to surrender 5th place. And Matthews having difficulty trying to get around Aaron Douglas in the 36. Now Matthews does have 1 career win. It's been a while since that 09 has last won a race, and he's just trying to do what he can to hold on and not crash the car. Douglas went off the course there a bit, and he will get around that 36 that did bring Brian James and others to catch up to him ever so slightly. Not a whole lot, just enough though. Time definitely not on their side, but you have to give credit to both James and James Ellison there, both Brian James and James Ellison, and now Brett Pritchard getting around the 36. Possible battle for 3rd. Hudson has now a small buckle on that Bullet Bill Dodge there. Doesn't look too bad though. And now Pritchard again trying to work on Aaron Douglas in the 36. Remember, this is for lap down position, as Pritchard will take 32nd, being the first car 1 lap down. This course is tricky. It's a small road course, but you got to know how to maneuver the turns very well here, and got to work on the bumps too. Baranowskis off pit road right now, 27th. Well, the cars that are taking full advantage of this. James Qualls now in the top 20 there, your champion from last season. So he's enjoying the fact that more drivers are coming down pit road, but definitely not what he had in mind altogether. It's now Zach Rogers working on Cole Deaver in the 9. Some more drivers getting a little buckles on the front end of their machines there. And this battle for 7th place could really heat up pretty soon. McIntyre, Samet Oscon, Keith Batson, all right within a blanket. And they're also reeling in Connor Meyer in the 51, as Allison Rain has now jumped up to 10th. We'll keep an eye on them a little later. Miles now officially ran away from that 51, and he's got a sight set on trying to pass the 17 of Sky Commons. Rough day overall for them. And now James Ellison working on Aaron Douglas, as too is Nathan Hudson. This is where you want to get through that turn as quickly as possible. And see, Ellison did not do that. Brian James was able to. He is trying to do what he can to hunt down that 09 of Kyle Matthews. Ellison having more difficulty trying to get around that 36. But at the same time, I don't blame Ellison for being patient, though. Don't want to make a mistake with this much of a good run, especially where he's at in the standings, and mess up the car, so he is playing it safe. But you don't want to be too safe. That's what really kills the car there. Well, don't look now for Kyle Matthews. Brian James has been really closing the door on that 09 Hooters Chevrolet, and we got a race probably going in. Ellison once again going to try to get around the 36. And that 36 again just knows how to enter that corner really well. And that 03 just keeps messing up off that turn. And you got to feel also for Nathan Hudson, who's also trying to get around the 03 for position. That's for third in the podium. And now Ellison finally going to use the preferred line right here. Oh, Douglas just about cut him off right there. And Ellison just can't get around that 36. They're struggling. Next possible lap car is Zachary Fitzwater, but I think he's just a little too far ahead. The only way I could see Brian probably bound for this win is if he can get up to the back bumper of 09, or hope the 54 at least battles him, so that way he can reel in as much as he can. But it's going to probably be down to these two drivers with 2 laps to go at the line. Both drivers looking for their second career win in the Cup Series. Trying to get the job done. 2 to go for Kyle Matthews. Once again, look at Fisher just leaving pit road. And Ellison, oh man, him and Douglas just kind of figuring out how they're going to get around the 11 now. Oh, Ellison definitely messed up that corner. And Hudson actually just lost John Ark there. And Benjamin Miles all of a sudden in that 62. Where has he come from? Now working on Sky Commons in the 17. And he's got his sights set on the 8 of Hudson. Trying to pass. But white flag is about ready to be displayed for Kyle Matthews 09. They're going to maybe approach Kev Shear in the 68. 1 lap to go here at Pukekohe. Brian's been really cutting the time down on the intervals, but time's running out. They got to make a move quick. And for the record, the 09 has never won a race, a points-paying race, ever in the Universal Orlando Cup Series. This car did win the Budweiser Shootout a couple seasons ago. As now Matthews approached Kev Shear, he's going to be smart, take his time. And that was all he needed to do right there. For Brian James, it's going to be a little too late. But Kyle Matthews coming off the final corner, with traffic all around him, checker flag in hand. He's going to win the inaugural race from the Universal Orlando Cup Series at Pukekohe. Kyle Matthews wins it. And snaps a gigantic winless streak here in the Universal Orlando Cup Series for that 09 team. Brian James, give credit that 94. They came to play today. They'll come away P2 after all. It's in that Wegmans Toyota there. That Archangel Racing 94. Absolutely fantastic overall, but just short overall. Great job, though, by that 94 team. And finishing out on the podium will still be James Ellison, as Hudson just barely got ahead over Benjamin Miles for that 4th position. That 62 was a man on the mission right there. Meyer will come away 6th, 7th, Levi McIntyre, 8th, Samet Oskin, 9th, Keith Batts completed top 10, Allison Rain in that 66. Well, what a debut race altogether. Race weekend, I should say, for everyone here. Here's the rest of your drivers on down. 29 cars finished the race on the lead lap, 36 altogether. 37th on down, Zach Flickinger, Jeffrey Finguy, Joshua Osborne, Phil Parker, Seth Cole, JT Bryant, all out of the race. We'll take a look primarily with the cars that got involved majorly in the accidents. You have to definitely feel for Audrey Baranowskis and Angel Navarro. Navarro had no damage and came down pit road. That's what kind of shocks me with her situation. But Baranowskis kind of understood about that one. But, oh boy. So let's take a look what happened to Bryant, Seth Cole, Phil Parker, and all them guys out of the race. And here's a look at what happened to JT Bryant in the 22, and it's going to involve with the 9 of Deaver. This is actually one of the more stranger incidents that came around. Watch carefully. The 9 was trying to get around Diego Yepes. Yepes went to throw a block, and then I guess Deaver didn't see JT, and both the drivers from Georgia there just going to go around, and you see these drivers just love checking up into this area right here, and a lot of drivers just suffered here, and you see Cole Deaver's just going to slide, going into Alex Drayton, Jeffrey Finguy. You see also getting involved in that stack up right there. It's just a conglomerate mess. I don't know how Deaver got out of there damage-free there, but he did. And funny thing with Bishop, remember, he had that damage from lap 1. He finished in the top 15. But there you see mainly the drivers that got involved in the major stack-up. Because those drivers, they like to come into that corner really, really fast, and then they got to check up big time coming into that right-hander. Yeah, that was just a tough break altogether for a lot of those drivers. The ones who really suffered there, Jeffrey Finguy, JT Bryant for sure, and Phil Parker, as too did Seth Cole. You know, Seth's not been having a really good season altogether and continues to dwindle for that 0-7 team. Now, you see, once again, this right-hander, of course, just always is going to be the big trouble spot altogether. Now, they did not ram into each other, and Flickinger was just trying to get around the 51, being off the pace and all that. And Flickinger just opened the car just enough right there off that right-hander. He also lost a bit of control, kept sheer nowhere to go. And he's going to dump the 96. And what a lick for Zach Flickinger. And I'm amazed that car was still able to drive. But that was a shot. Remember, Flickinger was in the top 10 when this happened. And Miles, great maneuver to avoid altogether the Exalta Dodge Challenger there. And, I mean, Flickinger KO'd that guardrail there and immediately went out of the race. Kev Shear, man, just whacked him so hard there. So that's what happened to Flickinger. So that was it of all the incidents majorly that went on by, and other than the minor incidents of the rest of the race there. But one last look at the results there and all that there. Congrats to Kyle Matthews on winning his second career race here at Pukekohe, the first ever race, and it is just unbelievable to see that all together. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked, be sure to give it a like, comment, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Until then, we will see you guys later for the next race that will go on by for the International Tour, which will be over at... Now it'll be at Dubai, so I wanted to be sure and make it correct there and all that. So that'll be a fun road course race. Very strategical that one will be. So until then, thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Here come the points at the end of the video like always.